Yeah, you thought I was going to talk about her body count. Nope. Her first red flag is how much debt that she has. Women inherently look for provision and protection at the top of the list without even naming it as the things that mean the most to them. Most women say that they want to operate within a traditional role, but they do that after they acquire $100,000 in student loan debt. After they go and get that basket weaving degree that they're not even going to use because they all of a sudden want to become mothers and stay at home. Her first red flag is the amount of debt that you're going to have to inherit, because her debt then becomes your debt once you guys get into a relationship and then ultimately get married. And most guys overlook this. I'm trying to tell you that if a woman has no ability to maintain her civility before you got to her, then she is not worthy of you being with her afterwards. That is not your responsibility. Listen, I know a lot of y'all want to save her, and this is where the gray area lays in, because it doesn't mean that she's a bad person. It doesn't mean that every dude that was in the streets bust her down. She wasn't necessarily with the dope dealer, but you should not have to subject yourself to a woman with bad habits and bad behavior, and then you got to come in and save her. Her first red flag is her debt. If she is sitting on a bunch of student loans and she did not get herself together before she met you, if she's still dating but she has no ability to be able to take care of herself as an adult, it is not your responsibility to go in and pay her bills. Nope. She acquired it before she met you. This is a habit that she's established, is largely going to be one of the biggest things. Finances, money, not cheating. That's the myth. Money is the number one reason for people to get divorced, because they're not equally yoked when it comes to how it is that they look at finances. Being equally yoked is something that extends beyond just how it is that you see a relationship. Y'all still going out with these hoes, and you not vetting effectively because the only thing that you can see is what she look like. You not paying attention to what she really looks like in the inside out, and that's her mindset, which is then displayed in how it is that she manages her resources and her finances. She went to college. She didn't make good decisions. She said that it was a man that was going to save her. When she got out of it, she acquired a bunch of student loan debt. She thought that Biden was going to be her daddy and forgive it. He didn't. Supreme Court struck that down. She went and leased the car that she never should have been in the first place. She in the BMW, whatever. She make a certain amount of money, but she paying an egregious amount in interest. She don't understand how money works. She don't know how to take care of herself. That is a basic human trait that you should have before you ever get into a relationship. Do not go into it under duress. And if you think that you supposed to not let her work and her move in a traditional sense, which women have always worked, and that you supposed to retire her and then pay off her debt, you are a fool. You are the biggest fool ever. You are worse than the dude that get with a chick that's for the streets. I'd rather preserve my money than preserve what it is that you did as far as sleeping with another dude. I can get another you, but I'm going to have to dig myself out of that fucking hole that I got. That's why having a child with a woman, even if you're not married to her, is something that you need to protect yourself more than whether or not you marry her and not have. If you marry her and don't have kids with her, you can get out of that shit. Prenuptial agreement, cool. If you get with a chick and you decide that you don't want to, whatever, get an ironclad prenuptial agreement, let her sit on it for 6 months, get her own lawyer so she can't say that she signed it under duress. Lead attorney can walk you through that shit, so on and so forth. But you dudes that's having babies with chicks that's under financial duress, that is quite possibly, from a business perspective, the biggest red flag that you can identify. Let's move on. Second red flag, her fucking mouth. Her mouth. Her inability to be able to control what she's saying. You can kill a person with your tongue. She could set you up. The power of life and death rests within her mouth, within her tongue. And that mouth, boy, I'm telling you, I know a lot of guys that say that, listen, all I need is peace, and she can't give it to you. She can't control it. She talk too much. She tell all of your business. She don't know how to shut the fuck up. She too busy getting you into a situation. Listen, I know a lot of guys, they got into a confrontation not because they wasn't able to mitigate it, but because they woman couldn't shut the fuck up, and now they got to go and defend her honor. We wouldn't even be in this situation in the first place if you wasn't running your mouth. If you understood how to move in your femininity and you stepped behind me and let me handle it. I know a woman that say that she want a guy to protect her. Protection comes not just in a form that you think it is. It ain't you running your mouth, putting us in a difficult situation, and now I gotta crash the fuck out for you. Her mouth. Listen. She's gonna tell all your business to her friends. She's gonna tell all your business to her mother. She's still in a relationship with other people that then is participating. It's all of y'all in a relationship. You just don't know it. Her mouth is more than just the way that she talked to you, which is disrespectful, but it's also her ability to not shut the fuck up and tell all of the business. Listen, when y'all get in a relationship, one of the biggest red flags of whether or not she's marriage material is whether or not she's seeking insight and understanding from her friends and her mother, and then she's communicating what's going on in y'all relationship with other people. That mouth, that mouth, that mouth is going to be the undoing of you. Let me give you a third one. A lot of people overlook this one because we so concerned about body count. Body count matters. Her past relationships is the third red flag that you need to be paying attention to. Her past relationships. Listen, if every single guy that she's ever talked to, she tells you that he was the problem, red flag. I mean, stoplight red flag, uh, stop sign red flag, neon red flag. If she's never done anything wrong, it's like an interview question. You know, when you go on an interview and they ask you, hey, have you ever been in a situation where you made a mistake or you did something wrong, and how did you recover from it? What did you think about it? And her answer is, my problem was that I loved too hard. I picked wrong. And everybody that I've ever been in a relationship, woe is me. I'm the problem. This is the one thing that white women do much more effectively than black women. Because black women, they'll reveal it immediately. White women have an instinct within them to turn back on that chameleon mode. So they'll have 8 baby daddies by 8 different guys, and then somehow she'll show some level of femininity to you, and she'll tell you what you want to hear, which then enables you to get back into a relationship with her, and you will overlook all of the red flags. And then she disrespecting the fuck out of you because white women are way more disrespectful to their men than black women. That's a fact. I coach them all. I coach them all. White women have a level of disrespect that is egregious. In her past relationships, the first thing, you don't even have to ask her. She'll reveal it to you. She'll start talking about her exes, and then you'll inquire a little bit more. Oh, tell me about that. Word? What did he do to you? And it's 100% his fault.